Hello everyone, I would like to welcome you to our TechEd session, migrating your SAP HANA on-premise to SAP HANA Cloud. My name is Roman, I am Product Manager at SAP, responsible for SAP HANA Cloud migration tools and services. It is my pleasure to provide this session together with Thomas Guenter, who will talk about migration experience. Thomas Guenter is lead of Expert Hub SAP at our customer KWS Saat. SAP HANA Cloud is a database as a service that powers mission-critical applications and real-time analytics with one solution at petabyte scale. It utilizes in-memory technology and additionally offers data lake component composed of data lake relational engines. There are various reasons to migrate to SAP HANA Cloud. It offers scalability for flexible upsizing and downsizing. It is fully integrated with SAP Business Technology Platform. It is flexible and managed cloud service, and many more. And now you might be wondering, if I already have SAP HANA in place and would like to move to SAP HANA Cloud, is it possible to migrate? Our answer to this is the self-service migration tool for SAP HANA Cloud. It automates key migration tasks, which reduces cost and efforts of migration. It reduces uncertainty and helps to prepare for migration. It does not require additional storage. So, what is this tool all about? The Migration Self-Service tool is a web-based tool, which is part of SAP Business Technology Platform. The minimum requirement for SAP Self-Service Migration tool with regards to SAP HANA version is SAP HANA 2.0. There are various flavors of SAP HANA supported for migrations. The self-service supports migration from SAP HANA Service Cloud Foundry environment. It supports migration from SAP HANA Service Neo environment and from SAP HANA on-premise. The self-service is not only about data transfer. The tool looks at migration process holistically. It allows to prepare for migration by offering pre-migration checker capability. The tool migrates catalog, or in other words, metadata, and also it migrates actual data or data records. Once migration is completed, the self-service provides validation option. With this option, it is possible to count migrated tables, migrated records, etc. So at this point, it is possible to perform migration with the following hyperscalers. It's Amazon Web Services, Azure, Alibaba Cloud, and Google Cloud Platform. So now, here is the overview of the prerequisites and requirements for SAP HANA Cloud Migration Self-Service tool. For the on-premise scenario, it is important that each tenant database must be migrated separately to a dedicated SAP HANA Cloud instance. In addition, it's worth mentioning that recommended way to migrate from SAP HANA on-premise is by using Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector serves as a link between SAP BTP applications and on-premise system. Once the connection is established, the migration from SAP HANA on-premise to SAP HANA Cloud can be performed. With regards to users, the migration user needs to be created on the source system, and it should have proper privileges. It is described in the official documentation. And DB admin user credentials are required on the target SAP HANA Cloud side. The full list of prerequisites can be found in the official documentation. So actually, there are various sources of information. And speaking of information about migration, the information can be found in various sources. So our migration product page is central product page for migrations of SAP HANA Cloud. It contains white papers, public session, customer stories, and more. Another resource is Migration Guide. It is official documentation for migration to SAP HANA Cloud focused on the self-service migration tool. In addition to that, useful information can be found in blogs created by SAP or partners. And one master blog includes links to many different assets with migration-related topics. The self-service migration tool for SAP HANA Cloud is not the only option. There are additional options for migration. Migration Help Desk assists customers with their self-service migrations. The next option is SAP Migration Factory for SAP BTP. High-touch and expert migration support to SAP HANA Cloud for customers running on SAP database or any third-party database platform on-premise in the cloud, offering free migration assessments. And also SAP Max Attention, limited to certain customers with SAP Max contracts with SAP Max Attention services. The COE technology team for SAP Max Attention and the virtual migration factory consultants together supports migration journey. So wraps up my part about migration options. Thank you for your attention. And now over to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Roman, and welcome to the topic of migration from an on-premise HANA database into a full HANA Cloud solution. My name is Thomas Guenter. I'm lead of Expert Hub SAP Basics Technology at KWS Saat. We produce seeds for farmers, mainly sugar beet and maize, but we also produce seeds for cereals. In my team, I'm responsible for the evaluation of the new technologies which are offered by SAP. These are mainly our BTP Business Technology Platform, under which we have the SAP HANA Cloud and the corresponding development environments like the Business Application Studio and GitLab, plus the SAP Analytics Cloud, the SAP DataSphere and the SAP Workzone, just to name the larger services that we operate in our BTP today. I have been asked to share some of our experiences about the transitioning from our HANA database on-premise to SAP HANA Cloud. We already used HANA database on-premise since the end of 2017. We had set up this database back when we replaced all the databases under the full SAP landscape to SAP HANA databases. Since this was working in parallel with our existing production system, we have called this special database HANA Sidecar. There we transfer data from SAP tables and individual tables from our productive ECC system. We do this in real time using the SDI, SDR data agents. After we had a little trouble with the upgrade in our data center coming from HANA DB01 to 2, we considered transferring this on-premise database to the cloud. We weighed up whether it should be a SaaS solution or should it be a full SAP HANA Cloud. So then we made a strategic decision to use the CPEA contract. And our SAP HANA Cloud was one of the first services where we are losing the credits now. Anyway, in 2020, we decided to go for SAP HANA Cloud, and then we did the planning of the further steps. We already found existing applications in the sidecar, such as MIP, Market Intelligence Platform. This is the tool where we collect external inhomogeneous data and do kind of a harmonization. For example, we are harmonizing Germany, Deutschland, DE into one unique key. And we also do the unification of data. And we found Basis Saatgut Planning. That was a replacement of an MS Access frontend with SAP Fiori UX, using the HANA database as the data for over 5,000 queries and 30 core queries. So these two projects needed to be transformed. And beside of these two projects, there was also already a bulk of over 200 tables that we had in real-time replication from SAP ECC system into our HANA sidecar. In the first step, we simply rebuilt the replicated tables in the HANA Cloud manually, because this is kind of a setup. And then we made our first steps using the HDI, and also made new experiences while we integrated GitLab as our new development repository. In a second step, we transformed the existing fragments from the on-premise SAP HANA Sidecar database. For this purpose, we used mostly the existing migration tools Roman just mentioned for the transformation as far as possible. And we also had get used coming from the XS Classic to XSR, means XS Advanced. We were very lucky. During this time, SAP also launched an early adopter care program, for which we applied and also made. This program helped us a lot. And we were able to win further projects from our businesses for our SAP HANA Cloud. That means in the first step, we could extend our MIP project. And in a second step, we could start a new project called Bartender. This Bartender project is also one of our first themes that we no longer use exclusively the HANA database for analytics items, but now we use it for our side-by-side development approach. With the HANA Cloud and with the Business Application Studio and the Business Technology Platform, we are able to follow the thought of keep the core clean. With this, I hope I had been able to give you a small insight into our transformation from our HANA Cloud. And now I'd like to hand over back to Roman. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Thomas, for sharing your experience. And I would like to let you know that you can explore learning options. It was my pleasure having you in this session. Thank you and bye.